Hey everyone, this is Martin. We are up to day number 21 on our 30-day Build a Roadmap Back to the Land for Yourself video series. And before I get started on it, I want to let you know that if you can go down below the video here and hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, turn the notifications to all. That way you'll make sure to get all of the videos in the series. There'll be 30 of them all together when it's all said and done. And the other thing that I was going to let you know is that when we started the videos, we decided to stop, write a companion book, which is this one right here, and to make it go with the video series. And you do not need the book to go through the video series. The information is all there and it's all the same. The only thing that the book does is it's probably organized a little better than my videos are. And then also there's places to make notes and things like that if you want to do that. If you're interested in the book, below the video in the description down here, you can find how you can get it from Amazon. If you wanted to get a $3 cheaper version of it, we have some unedited versions that have typos in them. With us, you'd have to order them directly from us, but they're $3 cheaper, and you just have to put up with the typos. So anyway, let's get started. Today's subject is on food preservation, and this is not a how to preserve food video. It's a part of why food preservation is important for your journey back to the land. Because once you get there, it's part of like the vegetables, like the gardening subject was a couple of days ago. So much of the back to the land move is anchored in self-sufficiency. And so if you're producing food of any kind, whether it's the garden food, vegetables, fruits, things like that, or yesterday's subject was on livestock, preserving that and storing it up for future use is sort of the next logical step in that process. And to me, it was one of the most satisfying things that we did when we were doing a lot of food preservation in the form of canning. We did some freezing too, but mostly we focused on canning because it's the culmination of so many other processes that actually load your pantry up with food stores. So if your goal is that self-sufficiency thing and you're doing it through gardening and through livestock, then the next step really is how to preserve it. So I'm going to talk a little bit mostly about with the meat. All we did was we butchered it and froze it. Now, a friend of mine that I talked about the other day that was a prolific gardener, he was also a prolific canner of food. He would can up something in the neighborhood of 400 quarts and pints of garden produce and jellies and jams and things like that annually. And so I mean he was very, very active in that. We were never quite that active, but as we got into that process, we enjoyed it so much that and it was intimidating to start with. When we didn't know what we were doing on the canning thing, it was, I mean, somewhat terrifying when you hear the stories of pressure canners exploding and things like that. But we've never had that. We've never actually known anybody that had that happen. But you hear the stories, and so it can be an intimidating process until you learn it a little bit. Then you think, well, this isn't that bad. So if growing vegetables is part of what you're doing, then canning them is the actual natural next step. And as we were learning that process, we didn't do the pressure canning. My wife has done some of that in the past, but we did mostly the water bath canning, and that was easy to learn and not difficult. Didn't take a lot of equipment or anything like that. And so we enjoyed it so much that as we would cycle through one harvesting of vegetables and had to wait for the next one, it's like, well, what can we do next? And so we weren't raising any kind of fruits or anything like that. So, and we wanted to have jams and jellies in the pantry. And so we thought, well, that starts with juice. And so would it be possible to go to the store and just get some concentrated fruit juices like apples and cranberries and stuff like that? And so we did. We went and just got some concentrated cans of juice, mixed them up, added, I believe it was like pectin, maybe some sugar, but I don't remember if we actually added sugar to them or not. But we would turn just fruit juices, concentrated fruit juices, into jams and jellies, and that worked really well. I mean, we had apple jelly, cranberry, grape, we tried pineapple. I don't know that I really liked that well, but we tried all kinds of different things, and was making jellies just out of fruit juices that we got at the store. So even when you don't have the garden just flooding you with supplies all the time, you can find ways to do that. We noticed that in the summertime, a couple of the things that people always had excess of was things like tomatoes and zucchinis, and a lot of times green beans and things like that. We were the recipients of excess garden produce from our neighbors and our friends that were growing bigger gardens than they could handle. So, and then we even started to the point where if we found something on sale at the grocery store in the produce section that we could can, and the price was right, just like buy all they got and can it up. And you can do that. The friend of mine that I talked about that had the huge garden that he would grow in people's yards, he would can up somewhere in the neighborhood of 400 jars, quarts and pints of produce every single year, and unbelievably productive with that. And I mean, he used it for their own family and his extended family, and he would even donate some to food pantries and things like that. So so preserving your produce of your garden is a natural step in the road to self-sufficiency. So find ways to get started on that now, even if it's just going to the grocery store and buying some juice and getting the the kettle and the pint jars or the jelly jars. Just get a few of them and start that way, and you'll find that it's much easier than what you think. And if it's like us, we found it to be a very enjoyable process. So, and then plus it's great to be able to go into your pantry and see stacks of things that you've preserved that will be there for you into the future as you need them. So anyway, that's today's subject, getting started with preserving food. It's not that hard. It's very satisfying to do, and will move you on that journey back to the land quicker. So thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button, the notification bell, and we'll see you tomorrow. If you've enjoyed this video, give it a like and a share, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below and the notification bell. See you next time.